What's up, everyone? 14 games were on the NHL schedule tonight. Since I have a rule on my channel that if there are 10 or more games on a schedule for the evening, it's a bit more of a rapid fire. It's quick, it's fast paced. You got to keep up or else you're going to miss it. So let's start with the Montreal Canadiens taking on the Detroit Red Wings. John Gibson's first game as a Detroit Red Wing. He gets the loss in this one. That's up 5 goals. Jakob Dobish in net for the Montreal Canadiens. He gets the win as the Montreal Canadiens improve to 1-1 after losing their opening game of the season to the Toronto Maple Leafs the other night. Dylan Larkin got the first goal of this game, picking up his first of the season, obviously, since it was Detroit's first game of the season. Zach Bolduc, a newly acquired player for the Montreal Canadiens, picks up his second goal of the season in as many games. Oliver Kapanen does the exact same thing. The young rookie picks up his second goal in as many games. Mike Matheson scored for the Montreal Canadiens as well. Carrier, I don't know how you call it. I call it Carrier. He got a goal for the Montreal Canadiens as well. And Juraj Slafkovsky got the goal for the 5th goal for the Montreal Canadiens. The only good thing that happened for the Detroit Red Wings tonight was their gorgeous jerseys that they wore, their centennial jerseys that they released this year. Absolutely gorgeous jerseys. The next game is the Boston Bruins taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. This is both teams' second game of the season already. The Bruins, they win again, making themselves 2-0 on the season. They win this game 4-3 in overtime, thanks to Fraser Minton's goal in overtime. He was traded in the springtime from the Toronto Maple Leafs for, I think it was a part of the Scott Laughton trade. I could be mistaken in that one, or the Brandon Carlo. One of those two trades he was part of. He got the game-winning goal for the Boston Bruins today. Soderblom picks up the loss, or the overtime loss, in this game for the Blackhawks. They decrease their season to 0-1-1, with themselves getting a point in this game due to it being in the overtime period. I had a brain fart there. Casey Middlestat picked up from the Colorado Avalanche, I think, in the springtime as well. He picks up his first goal of the season for the Boston Bruins. Connor Bedard, good for my fantasy team, picks up his first goal of the season for the Chicago Blackhawks. Crevier, never heard of this kid. It might have been his first goal of his career. I haven't looked it up yet, but if that was, congratulations. I've never heard of his name, and I think it's a brand new name to this league. Tanner Jeannot, another newly acquired player in the springtime for the Boston Bruins, picks up his first goal of the season for the Bees. Elias Lindholm picks up his second goal of the season in as many games. Like I said in my previous video that had a Boston Bruins game in it, this is exactly what the Bruins need to have a successful season. If these players, these highly paid, and a lot of people call themselves, or call these players overpaid, like Lindholm getting, I think around $7 million, these guys need to step up if the Bruins are going to do anything this season. Burakovsky scored as well. Andre Burakovsky, that is, for the Chicago Blackhawks as well. Up next, we got the New York Rangers taking on the Buffalo Sabres, the Battle of New York. The Rangers, they improved their season with a 4-0 commanding win in their second game of the season. Shesterkin bounces back from his poor performance in the last game, making the Rangers record become 1-1 on the season. The Sabres get shut out in their home opener in very much Buffalo Sabres style. Alex Lyon, he got the loss in this game. The 4 goal scorers for the New York Rangers were Alexis Lafreniere, Connor Soucy, Miller, JT Miller, new captain, and Adam Fox. Good performance, good bounce back game for the Rangers in this one. Up next, we got the defending Stanley Cup champions winning again to make their season 2-0 so far. Bobrovsky gets the win in the second game of the season. He's 2-0 on the season already. Dan Vladar, the Darth Vader, former Calgary Flame goalie last year, picks up the loss in this game. It was a close game. This is hard to gauge for the Philadelphia Flyers. It is the defending Stanley Cup champions. It's your first game of the season. You only lost by 1 goal to the defending Stanley Cup champions. So I would take this one with a grain of salt. Take the info that you learned from this game and move on to the next one. Anton Lindell, he's going to have a very big role on this team with Matthew Tkachuk and Captain Sasha Barkov out for the foreseeable future. Barkov likely out for the entire season. Tkachuk out till probably around Christmas time. Noah Cates got the only goal for the Philadelphia Flyers in this game. Brad Marchand picks up the game-winning goal. The Rat scores for the Cats. Up next, we got both teams in this game with their season openers, the Ottawa Senators and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Ottawa Senators defeat their divisional rivals 5-4 in regulation, with a win from Allmark and a loss from Andrei Vasilevsky. A lot of people were saying or wondering if he would even start the season. That is Vasilevsky, but he does in this game and picks up the loss. Oliver Bjorkstrand, he was picked up in the springtime by the Tampa Bay Lightning from the Seattle Kraken, so he gets his first goal in the first game of the season. That is very good news for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Braden Point also scored in this game. That means that the Tampa Bay Lightning were winning 2-0 in this game and end up losing 5-4. That is not good to start off your season. Dylan Cousins, newly acquired player in the springtime for the Ottawa Senators. I feel like I'm saying that a lot tonight. But he picks up his first goal of the season. He is a very important piece of that Ottawa Senators team. Kucherov, he picks up a pair in this game to start off his season. He is a phenomenal player. I hate him as a player. He's a dirty player. If anything goes wrong, he's a rat. He's a dirty rat. But Artem Zub also scored in this game for the Ottawa Senators. And Shane Pinto, the Pinto Bean, he picked up his 2 goals of this game. I don't know where I was going. My dog in the background distracted me. He picks up 2 goals in this game. And Claude Giroux, the wily veteran, the Ottawa, Ontario native, picks up a goal for his first goal of the season in this game. Up next, we got the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the New Jersey Devils, where Freddie Anderson picks up the win for the Carolina Hurricanes to make their season off to a hot start. Scoring 6 goals in your opening game is a very good statement to make in your opening game. Markstrom, unfortunately, gets the loss for the Devils in this game. Taylor Hall, I completely forgot that he was on the Carolina Hurricanes, but so be it. Dougie Hamilton, he picks up a goal in this game. A lot of people are questioning his future on the Carolina Hurricanes with Luke Hughes' brand new contract. JT Miller. Oh boy. Miller picks up 2 goals in this game as well. Cody Glass picks up a goal in this game. Jesper Bratt, he had a phenomenal season in last season, so he is coming off of a very good season, starting off this season very well as well. Seth Jarvis, he was featured in that Amazon Prime documentary. I haven't gotten to his episode yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it. He picks up a pair in this game, as well as Robinson picking up a goal for the Carolina Hurricanes as they put a stamp on their divisional rival in the opening game. We got the Nashville Predators up next, taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, where the Predators, they win a tight game, winning 2-1 with 2 unlikely goal scorers in Michael Bunting and Ryan O'Reilly. O'Reilly scoring the game-winning goal. Voronkov got the lone goal for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't know what to think of the Columbus Blue Jackets this season. It's going to be very interesting how they end up in the end game of this season, because I truly don't know how to deal with them. They rode on a lot of emotions last year due to very obvious circumstances and unforeseen circumstances, but they took that and ran with it and almost made the darn playoffs. But I don't know how they're going to do this season. Are they going to have a little bit of a setback, or are they going to take that and keep rolling this season? I'm not sure, but they do not start off this season on a win. They start off with a loss, unfortunately. Up next, got the Minnesota Wild taking on the St. Louis Blues, with the Minnesota Wild and Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov with his brand new $17.5 million contract. I think that's what the number is. I'm not quite sure on the exact numerology, big word from Kipes, but I don't know exactly what is going on with those numbers, but he has the biggest contract in NHL history, and I think that's going to be very good for this Minnesota team, because they promised Kaprizov that they're going to be competitive in the years to come. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen in the state of hockey. The St. Louis Blues got shut out in their home opener, like the Buffalo Sabres. Both embarrassing ways to start off your season. At least score a goal in your home opener. Come on. Binnington was in net for the St. Louis Blues, and that's even a worse sign for the Blues fans as well as Canadian fans. Hopefully he can bounce back from that. Hartman got a pair in this game. Boldy got a goal in this game. Eriksson Ek and Rossi, good key players from the Minnesota Wild, picking up goals in this game to help them get the 5-0 win on opening night. The next game, the first official game as the Utah Mammoth, they lose. Karel Vejmelka gets the loss in this game. Unfortunately, the coolest logo in the NHL, in my humble opinion. Against the Colorado Avalanche, they are now 2-0 to start the season. Wedgwood picks up his second consecutive victory. Ross Colton picks up a goal in this game for the Colorado Avalanche. Dylan Guenther gets the only goal for the Utah Mammoth. Oh, I love saying that. I don't know why, but their logo is 10 out of 10, first class A+. Their name, first class 10 out of 10 A+. Oh, it's just so good. I have a soft spot in my heart for this Utah Mammoth team. Mammoth, if you ever want to reach out and send me anything Mammoth related, I will gobble that stuff up. Anyways, you lose tonight. Nate Dogg McKinnon picks up his first goal of the season. Also good for one of my fantasy teams. So the Colorado Avalanche continue to start with a perfect record. The Pittsburgh Penguins opened their season revealing a brand new jersey, a bright yellow jersey. I actually really like this jersey. I haven't looked at much of the details, but from the highlights and from the pictures that I've seen, they are extremely sharp uniforms. So good job on you, Pittsburgh. You beat the New York Islanders at home on your home opener 4-3. Tristan Jarry picks up the win in this game. You are now 2-0. Justin Brazeau scored the last goal of this game. He has 3 goals in 2 games. That is absolutely bonkers. If you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan and you're going to take it and you're going to run with it, if I were you. Rickard Rakell, he also had a very good season last season, and I can see him being a very important trade chip in this upcoming trade deadline in March. So keep an eye on Rakell and see how he's doing, because he could be a very key piece in the future. Jonathan Drouin picks up his first goal of the season. I had no idea Drouin was on the Islanders. I missed that note, but we move on. He got the first goal of the Islanders season with an assist from Matthew Schaefer, the first overall draft pick. I love this kid. All the interviews from the draft period, he seems like such a humble guy. He lost his mom when he was a kid, and then he got hurt at the World Juniors. Just a lot of things that he's had to overcome to become the man that he is, and it looks like he's already a very mature man at 18 or 19 or however old he is. But I love that kid. I'm very excited to see where Schaefer will be going from now on. Kyle Palmieri made it 2-1 for the Islanders in this game. Brunicky, he got his first goal of the season. Sid the Kid Crosby, he got his first goal of the season, starting off right where he left off last season. He had a phenomenal season last year, and I hope that he can continue it all the way through the Olympics. Shabanov, he got his, just like Schaefer got his first point from the assist on Drouin's goal. Shabanov, he had his first goal in his first game. Him and Schaefer debuted for the Islanders tonight. And Shabanov, unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to get the win, but he picked up his first goal of his NHL career. Huge congratulations to you. Justin Brazeau, like I mentioned at the top of the segment, he picks up his 3rd goal of the season. An absolute bonkers scenario, because who would have expected Brazeau to be leading the NHL in goals after 2 games? Next, we got the Winnipeg Jets with their home opener taking on divisional rivals in a huge game that could matter big time down the line closer to the playoffs. The Dallas Stars were in town to take on the Winnipeg Jets. The opening ceremonies were awesome. Jonathan Toews, Winnipeg Jet, he hasn't played hockey for 2 or so years. He got introduced in front of his hometown team from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Jonathan Toews. Huge standing ovation for Jonathan Toews. Amazing to see, but it didn't do anything. Connor Hellebuyck, Vezina Trophy winner, got the loss in this game, looking like normal Hellebuyck, looking like playoff Hellebuyck tonight, if I'm being completely honest. But Mikko Rantanen, huge contract extension for the Dallas Stars last season. He signed it around the trade deadline. Kyle Connor, he did everything he could with his brand new contract, $12.5 million. He scored all but one of the Winnipeg Jets goals tonight. He scored his first, second, and third goal. I lied in the last segment when I said Justin Brazeau's leading the league in NHL scoring. Well, Connor tied him tonight with a hat trick. Not a big deal. It's all good. Lundqvist scored for the Dallas Stars in this game. Jason Robertson. I told my coworker, my apprentice today, that the Dallas Stars would beat the Winnipeg Jets and that Jason Robertson would score. I did say it was going to be a hat trick, but he did score. Tyler Seguin, Wyatt Johnson, and Justin Barron also scored in this game. Justin Barron for the Winnipeg Jets, Johnson for the Dallas Stars, and Seguin also for the Dallas Stars, as this game in regulation could be huge down the line for the Dallas Stars to lead the Winnipeg Jets. Up next, we got the Seattle Kraken taking on the Anaheim Ducks in both their opening games of the season. The Seattle Kraken eke out a victory 2-1 against the Ducks. Lucas Dostal, amazing rookie season last year in the NHL. He gets the loss in this one, unfortunately. And Joey Decord, he is now going to be representing the States, possibly at the Olympics this year, and he's starting off with a win in this one. Vince Dunn picks up the first goal of the Kraken season. Bennett Seneke picks up the first goal of the Duck season and his first career NHL goal. Congratulations to you, Bennett. Awesome achievement. Mason Marchment, another Seattle Kraken pickup this year. So very good to see him starting off in this season. I just realized that my scoreboard that I created said 2-1. It should say 3-1. My apologies. Jared McCann picked up that third mysterious goal of the Seattle Kraken game as the Kraken win 3-1 over the Anaheim Ducks. Unfortunately, up next, we got the Calgary Flames in Vancouver, the back half of a back-to-back. We got to remember that Dustin Wolf, this was his second straight game. I don't know what the Flames are going to do with Devin Cooley because they obviously don't trust him to start on the second half of a back-to-back in Vancouver on the road. So we will see what happens on that situation. Like I just mentioned, Wolf picks up the loss. The Flames are now 1-1 on the season. This was the Vancouver Canucks' first game of the season and their home opener. They are 1-0 with Thatcher Demko picking up the win for them in this game. Kiefer Sherwood opened up the scoring for them. Philip Hedl, he got a pair of goals in this game. Very good to see him coming back after a big injury last year, which kind of slowed down his momentum in his season, if we're being completely honest. I don't know this guy's first name, but Lecker off by heart. I don't remember this guy's first name, but Lecker I know how to pronounce his last name. He picks up his first goal this season. Very good to see. The lone goal for the Flames was Morgan Frost. It's very good to see him starting the season off hot with a goal in his first 2 games. So hopefully he can take that first goal and propel it to having a very productive season for the Flames. And then just bull crap, nail in the coffin goal for the Canucks. Brock Besser puts in his first goal of the season off the back of that big contract on July 1st. 14th and final game of the day today was the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the San Jose Sharks in San Jose. The Golden Knights, they lost in overtime the other night, or the shootout, because Marner missed it. Akira Schmid was in net for the Vegas Golden Knights. They are now 1-0-1 on the season. The Sharks, they were very unlucky. Jack Eichel, the goal that I have posted on that scoreboard, it was with a minute and a half left to go. It was a very fluky goal that unfortunately got past Nedeljkovic. So it's too bad that it is like that. And I also realized I made another freaking mistake on this. It should say that the Sharks are 0-1, not 1-0. I got to be better on that. That's my bad. Jeff Skinner. He is on the San Jose Sharks this year. He picks up his first goal of the season. Brett Howden picked up his first goal of his season. Alexander Venberg. He is a very key part to the future as a depth forward option. I don't know if he's a depth forward. I don't know Venberg's spot in this lineup as of late, but I would consider him a depth option for the San Jose Sharks moving forward, but he gets his first goal. And at the time that I recorded it earlier, we had 2 players with 3 goals on the season so far. Kyle Connor with the hat trick, and the guy on Pittsburgh, Brazeau, with 3 goals in 2 games. But Pavel Dorofeyev scores again. He scored a hat trick in the last game, and he's got 4 goals now because he scored another one tonight. Incredible start to Dorofeyev's season. And somehow my wife has him on fantasy, and it's pissing me off already. That's besides the point. Philip Kurashev scores a goal for the San Jose Sharks to get his first goal of the season as well. And Riley Smith, the overtime hero for the Vegas Golden Knights in tonight's game. Thank you so much for watching. That was a lot of games to cover. Hopefully you guys kept up. I made a couple mistakes on the scoreboards. I'm sorry about that. It will get better as the season progresses. This is technically my preseason, so bear with me. Have a good day, y'all. Thank you so much for watching.